design isn't about perfection. It's about intention. And I think that summarizes all 5 mistakes, because all 5 of them I made without intention, without checking in with my body, without checking in with my mind, without checking in with my design plan. That's how those mistakes happened.
Every shift you want to make in your life, it starts with home. I'm Ariel, your host, and this is the podcast where design meets intention, energy, and becoming more you. Let's dive in.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of It Starts With Home. I am so grateful you're here, first of all. You made it to episode 3. I am stoked for today. We are deep diving into the 5 most common mistakes that I see everybody making as far as interior design goes. And the truth is, I have made these mistakes myself. I may even make them in the future, and that's okay. They're all fixable. They're easy things. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. I'm so sorry if this ruins your day or maybe makes your day amazing, but it's really going to shift your perspective. And I just want to deep dive into all the knowledge around that. I have a big personal confession to make around these 5 mistakes. Like I said, I've gotten in the trap of making them, but the truth is that they're really easy to fix and you can get out of them. And I'm going to show you how. To be honest, I still most days second guess my space. And I think even when it's done, people still do this. There's always work to be done. There's always things to edit. There's always things to change. There's always going to be things that you want to add. That's an ever-evolving home, and trust that. It doesn't always have to look the same. It can change. And for you, that might mean a change every 10 years, 15 years, 2 weeks, 5 days. Everybody's different. Accept your groove, okay? You got this. I totally got stuck in the idea when I bought this condo that I had to have everything done in a day. And that was 5 years ago. That was 2020. And I really rushed through it. And it is actually one of my biggest regrets. I rushed through renovating a kitchen. I really regret not updating the floors and just keeping them this horrible laminate gray, because now I have all this stuff and I don't know how to change the floors because I have to move everything and it's going to be annoying. I would have picked different finishes. I would have designed things way differently. I spent most of my money upfront on furniture because I wanted it done instead of taking my time. And I sit with that regret a lot. And what happened because of that is me fixing and editing and changing the place 5, 6, maybe even 7 times because I was always deeply unhappy with it because it wasn't aligned. And here I am telling you this as an interior designer, in which I constantly tell people, find what aligns, find what fills you, find what you love, figure that out, take your time. And what did I do? I didn't do any of those things. None. So here I am. I'm going through a breakup. I'm living pretty much in an empty space with empty walls. And I'm going to live with it like this for a while because I want to be in that emotion. I want to be in that space for a little while, a little bit longer. And I think that that's safe. I think that that's okay. And I'm not judging you. And I don't think anyone is judging me either. It's just where we're at. So going back to the story, I made this huge Pinterest board of all the things I wanted, and the aspiration and the wall finishes and the lime wash and the wood paneling and the kitchen and all this stuff. And I followed it to a T. And when I say I followed it to a T, I found the exact light that I wanted and I got it, and I spent my money doing all the things, and I got the exact couch with the exact hide rug and all this stuff. And then it all came, and it was like 2 months in, and I was like, I'm bored. Was it fun? It's so fun to plan it up front, and I really suggest this to everybody. Plan all the things that you want to get, but also allow some flexibility in there to play with it. If I had just spent my money over time, I think I would have found things that were way better for the space. I think instead of saying, before I move in, I have to have all the walls painted, a renovated kitchen, a couch, a coffee table, like the works, right? I have to host people in the next 3 weeks, whatever. If I just didn't do any of that, I think the space would have turned out so much better. And like I said, over time, what happened is I kept swapping things and changing things. And that honestly was just through a really amazing group of sponsorships and partnerships where people would exchange products for content and videos, which was super helpful in that time. But it also meant I didn't always get to pick out what I wanted. And I really suggest, if you want that thing, if you really want that expensive couch and you really want that expensive credenza, save up for it. It is so much better when you do that and you live in an empty space and you work and you basically save up for that thing instead of getting the cheap knockoff. It feels better because you're always going to want that thing. I did this the other week with like a Dyson hairdryer. I just really want one. And you know what? I didn't do it. I bought like an inexpensive hairdryer and I still want the Dyson. And this isn't to talk about the brand in particular, but it's to say that go for what you really want. Save up for the thing that you really want. It will bring you so much more happiness. I hate the blow dryer I bought and I still want the other thing. I should have just saved for the thing I really wanted. So that's my point, is when you really intentionally put that in the space, it comes back to you. It really, really does. And this includes, my story has 5 huge mistakes in them, and I'm going to break them down so you just don't make them. Like, you don't make the same choices I made, and you can live in a space that you feel aligned with along the way, because it's all about the transition. It's all about building that space. It's actually not about the end result. Remind yourself that. You can do this. Not about the end result. It's about getting there and the fun it is to get there. Enjoy the process. Love it. Just love the process. All right, mistake number 1. It's a big one. You're buying before you have a plan. These are the impulse buys. These are the things your friend saw at Home Goods, was like, you have to have this, and he fell for it. We all do it. I probably made this mistake a week ago. It's okay. No shame. No shame. I'm just telling you what the mistake will lead to. You go into designing your home or spaces, and you don't have a plan of some sort, you're going to get something that doesn't align with the whole vision. And I'm not saying you have to have everything picked out and a mood board and Pinterest boards and vision, but like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you generally need to know the 5 key pieces, maybe a wall paint color if you can paint, and let's say an art piece. Everything else has a lot of flexibility, and that's where it's fun to just like be in the moment. But when you're starting out and you're just impulse buying, it's the reason nothing goes together. When you're like, oh my God, that's so cute in a solo photo online, and you just see it and it's perfectly staged, and then you get it home, you're like, it doesn't look like that. Well, it doesn't look like that because your space isn't that space that you saw in the photograph. 2, it probably wasn't aligned. You were sold on a vision that you're not executing on, and you don't know how to get there quite yet, but you're really close. You have great, great taste, but putting it together is a struggle. I will walk you through why and how to fix that. But doing it without a plan, it can hurt the overall design. And this can mean something different for everybody. Sometimes a plan is just like a general floor plan. Like, I need a 7-foot sofa and a 9-foot rug, and maybe it's just a list of items. And that's where my book, Your Space Made Simple, will help you immensely. Sometimes that's enough plan. Other people just need a mood board. Other people just need a few inspiration pictures, but you need a loose plan. You kind of need to know what you're looking for and make sure it matches that vibe. So whenever you're at that impulse buy and you see that throw pillow, that piece of art, that thing that you're like, gut instinct, I need it, I want it, I love it. Follow that. I want you to listen to it. And then I want you to ask yourself, close your eyes for just a second and be like, does this really align with my vision? Whatever that vision is. Right? You're going to go back to your floor plan or your mood board or all 3 or whatever. Does this make me feel good in my body? Am I doing this because I need short-term dopamine, or am I doing this because it's really going to fulfill me? And if the answer is short-term dopamine, probably not the best purchase. If the answer is, every time I see this piece, it's going to put a key memory. I'm going to remember that time I went shopping with my friend and I just had the best day. I'm going to remember that time I did vintage sourcing and everything sucked, but I found this one piece in a pile of trash. What's the story? If you really feel aligned to it, it's for you, and it will create memory. It will create love. It'll create a moment in your space. So follow that. And seriously, just don't be afraid to be in touch with yourself on those material items, because they add to your life and they carry energetic weight with you. So don't make that mistake. Go in with a plan. You can impulse buy, but go in with like a loose plan of what's aligned, what's authentic, what's meeting that integral need of yours. Okay, design mistake number 2. You're designing piece by piece without the whole story. This kind of goes back to the plan situation, but really what this means is you want to create a story in your space. You want to know and feel the vibe before it even happened. And I know you know what it looks like. I know you know what it feels like. If you've done any of my freebies, if you've done the visualizations, if you've gotten my pre-color palette, whatever the thing is, you know what you want it to look like. I need you to stay in that. Stay in that belief and firmly. When you random shop or random thrift or random get donations or randomly collects things, whatever your story is, it's the reason that they don't go together. It's the reason you're like, oh my God, I love the color green, but how come everything I picked in the room is the color green? Like I wasn't going for a monochrome schematic. I just really like the color green. It could be, I picked this really cool vintage chair, but it doesn't really go with my couch and I don't know how to get them to work. And you're stressing and you're painstakingly questioning every single choice because you're not thinking about how they interact together. So again, we're going to go back to that shopping experience. You just checked in with yourself. You're like, okay, this feels good in my body. I love this. It's going to be a core memory for me. Here's why. It's aligned. Second step, I want you to think, I'm going to get this thing and it either goes with this existing piece in the room or the space because of X. It has a similar color. It has a contrasting texture. I just like the dang thing. Or, you know what really is going to make this piece stand out? This cool throw pillow, this cool piece of art that I either already own or have been eyeing or I'm going to get in a few months, but you know what it is. So you're going to make sure it's aligned inside and you're going to make sure it's aligned with the vision of the space. It either goes with what you already have or it's going with what your future self is sourcing in the next little bit here. So you're always checking in. Does that work? Does that really work for the vision of the space? And let me tell you, when I ask myself these 2 questions, almost every time they work because it's met with intention. It's met with, it works because of X. This makes me feel good. Those 2 things, that's what you want. Even if it's an impulse buy or even if it's in a long-term purchase, you have to, in your gut, be like, yes, yes. Cool. My old boss always used to say this, and I think it is such a testament to truth that a space should tell you a story, okay? And that's kind of loose. Maybe not everybody's going to understand that, but it should carry you from one place to another and kind of carry that story. The way that I really see this now is that each piece should talk to each other. Again, that goes back to asking yourself those questions of, does this work with the space? This chair works with the rug, again, because it's contrasting colors or the same texture or similar fabric, something where they're literally having a conversation together about why they go together. If you can think of those things, even if you think, I'm not right, I'm wrong about this, that's crazy. You're not. It's your intuition speaking. Listen to it. You have the eye. It's about trusting yourself. That's the whole point. The mistake, the rooted mistake here is not trusting yourself. And you can trust yourself. You're good at this. I know you are. I know you are. Okay, I want to take a quick little break because I just came out with this really cool thing. And if you are stuck doom scrolling or stuck in any scrolling pattern and you have Pinterest board, unlimited pins, and you're just stuck in the look and feel and you can't actually make decisions, I am launching a freebie that will change everything for you. It's called Find Your Style in 5 Pins. It's 5 minutes. It's going to give you so much confidence and liberty to trust your gut. You have great taste. There is no question about it. You just need a method to implement that great taste, and I have it for you in 5 minutes, and it's free. So go sign up for that. There's a link down below. Do it. No regrets. Okay. Number 3, ignoring scale and proportion. Now, I know this is a hard one because sometimes we don't always know really what dimensions mean. And sometimes things are really oversized or too small. But here's how I want to reference it for you. everything again should speak together. Like everything should be in some sort of harmony where it translates, right? So I think a really easy example is we don't want a tiny room and a massive sofa inside. I have made this mistake myself in this apartment, actually. We don't want a massive dining table and a tiny little room that we can't get around the chairs, okay? This is why I love floor plans. There are so many free tools and resources for free floor plans online just to kind of get around clearances and stuff. But it also happens in the reverse when you have a huge space and like a tiny little chandelier and you're just like, something's off here. So to fix that, to combat that, again, it is a general kind of understand dimensions. Like, is this proportional to the space? We don't want something super tiny or too big, right? We want to just kind of have something in the middle. The secret sauce to this for me is give everything a little breathing room. Like, it's okay that you don't have a sofa wall to wall. It's okay that the chair is pulled away from the wall a little bit. It's okay that the bookshelf doesn't quite cover the entire wall. You know, it's a quarter of the way there. It's okay. Negative space serves really well. So it's okay to go a little bit, give some breathing room to the walls, right? But don't go too small because that can get tricky too. Like, we don't want a dinky little tiny side table with a big sofa. It looks so silly. We've all done it and it's okay. I want to honor, I've made this mistake. I know people watching this or hearing this may make this mistake even after hearing this, and that's okay. The point is, maybe you can find that piece to work somewhere else or figure out another way to kind of organize the space together. Another thing that really helps me with scale and proportion is focusing on what your eye level sees first. So, right, your main furniture or like an area rug or a coffee table. I'm just talking about a living room today because that's just kind of what's on my mind. Start there. Okay, start with your main pieces. Then integrate a little bit of artwork or a little bit of lighting and like just slowly add the layers. That way we don't end up with like proportion and scale issues all at once. Like a sofa that's too big and a side table that's too small. It's like one thing at a time. And then once you go from eye level, like, okay, I have all my main pieces and I'm starting on the art journey, then what we want to do is bring the ceiling down. Even if you have short ceilings, even if you have tall ceilings, don't forget about the lighting. Just don't ever forget about it. Everybody forgets about ceiling. Don't. Drop a chandelier, do something cool on the ceiling to bring that eye level up beyond the eye level. But you're going to start with the eye level, okay? You always start there and then work your way to the top. It'll just help give you, again, more confidence. I feel like sometimes people are really intimidated by ceilings, by chandeliers, by light fixtures. That's kind of why I leave them to the end. That way you feel really confident in what you have at that, again, eye level. It can really help with proportion and scale. My number one tip for this is it's okay to see negative space. It's okay not to have wall-to-wall things. It's okay to go with a sofa that's like a little bit smaller just to give you some breathing room to walk around. It's okay. Like, that's totally fine. And being honest, if you make a mistake, it's okay. It's totally fine. No worries. Like, oops, I bought the tiny side table. It doesn't go with my sofa. Guess what? It goes perfectly with my accent chair. That's okay. That's totally, totally fine. Honor the mistakes. There's some magic in there. All right. Number 4, you are overlooking the senses. Okay. That is taste, touch, smell, hearing, the sixth sense, intuition, all that good stuff. You need in the space to feel it be complete to address those, right? Touch would be texture and movement and like tactile things that you can touch. Scent would be like candles, or I don't know why I keep bringing this up, but my favorite smell is like a freshly vacuumed space. You know, that can be it. That can just remind me of cleanliness, or something that smells like the beach. It can be literally having a moment for your tea in the morning and just sitting there with that like perfect lemon flavor, whatever the flavor is. But ignite your senses because it ignites memory. And when you're looking at things that you want to see, it can be artwork, it can be collected things from your travels, it can be a beautiful thing from Morocco or Tunisia or whatever. but it's going to ignite those memories. Like whenever you smell that smell, you're like, oh, where is that from? It flashes you back to your favorite hotel that you went on vacation. You want more of that in your space. It just makes it feel so much more done. Layering the soft elements, blankets, throw pillows, books, your own personal touches is what makes a space. That's always what makes it feel done. Like it's not until I have curtains up and a throw pillow on the couch and like a blanket laid over it that the space feels done. Like it just doesn't. You need those elements and you need them to ignite your senses. It makes a person feel safe and loved and warm and held in your home. And that's all we want. Okay, I'm so sorry for all the people I am calling out on this. Number 5 is second guessing every single decision. You gotta stop. You have to. It's putting you in design overwhelm. It's putting you in decision fatigue. It's freezing you. You're stuck in fawn instead of actually making decisions. You gotta make at least one. At least one. Like literally just start with one decision. And it could be the smallest decision or the biggest decision. I will leave that up to you. Sometimes people love to decide on a big thing first. Like, okay, I'm gonna definitely get my sofa. Then I could deal with the rest. Or, you know what? I need to just decide on a piece of artwork because that's small and then I can handle the rest. It's up to you. There's no right answer there, but you need to pick one thing because the overguessing and the fear of making a mistake is not actually the fear of making a mistake. It's a fear of it not being perfect. Just gonna sit with that for a moment. You're not afraid of making a mistake. You're afraid of it not being perfect. And the repercussions of it not being perfect are judgment from others, regret, sadness, shame. I mean, there's so many other emotions underneath that. Usually it has to do with exterior or external validation. And we want to remove that. If my whole purpose here is to remove those beliefs, you gotta nix them. It's okay if you make a mistake. Many of these things have a return button. I know it's a little more hassle, but it happens. When you trust your gut, you build confidence, you build trust. Again, I want to iterate, you have amazing taste. You know what you want. It's just about the method to execute, and that's what I'm here to help you with. So get out of that decision fatigue, either by making one big decision or one small one, but make one. Feel good about that decision when it comes and feel it in your body. And I think the best way to get out of that decision fatigue is number 1, take a walk. If you're looking between 25 sofas, time to take a walk back out of my space. Okay. Go see some nature, go breathe some fresh air, come back. And again, ask yourself those 2 questions. Does this align deeply in me? Like, does this align with my overall goal for the space? And is this intuitively in alignment with me? Your answer, whenever you get that, if it's truly aligned, will be slow. It'll be like a, yes, I love this. This feels like me. If you're getting quick, snappy answers, no, this doesn't work. I don't like this. That's anxiety. You don't want that. You want slow, intuitive responses. You want that yes from inside. You can answer those 2 questions. You won't be in decision fatigue anymore. So take the walk, come back, decide. You've got this. I know you do. If you're watching this, you're hearing this, if you're listening to this, wherever you are, even if you're in the middle of a doom scroll on Pinterest, I know you're capable of doing this. And there is no more reason that you need to be stuck in decision fatigue. We're ending that today. Okay. If you've made it this far and you are seeking clarity, a lot of clarity, you're stuck in the doom scroll, you don't know how to get from point A to point B, you're sitting in an empty room or a room that just doesn't align, you know you have good taste, but you don't trust it quite yet, I have a free masterclass. It's going to be amazing. It's called Pulled Together Finally. And I'm going to walk you through the method to get you from point A to point B, from the doom scroll all the way to a design plan and how to do it effectively, efficiently, and build confidence. Because I want you to know that you are in the driver's seat with this. You are powerful in this. You can make choices. You have great taste. You do, without a doubt. You just need a method to get there. And that's what this is about. It's an hour. Again, it's free. If you can't make it on June 17th at 10 a.m., which I think you can, there'll be a recording. It is going to be a blast. It is filled with amazing people, so many kind souls. Like, you just don't want to miss this event. It's going to be life-changing. And I promise you, you will get out of the decision fatigue with this masterclass. You will, without a doubt. You got this. Cool. I'm going to give you some homework because I love homework. I don't know. I'm an adult who really likes it. I want you to pick one of the 5 mistakes, just one of the 5, because I know if you're listening to this, you've made them. I made all 5. I'll probably make all 5 again. It happens. No worries. Pick one, pay attention to it, notice it, become aware of it with no shame, no judgment, and get out of perfectionism. I'm not asking you to change the mistake. I'm not asking you to shame yourself about the mistake. And I'm definitely not asking you to rush to change it. I'm asking you just to notice it. Just pay attention to it. Pay attention to why you made that decision, or why it doesn't feel aligned, or actually why you feel like that's a mistake. And just really get inside and figure out the why of that. A lot of times when I do that, I realize it's not a mistake. It's just the version of me who picked that thing that it was aligned for them and it's not aligned for me now. And gee, I wish I could go back and be more intentional about the things I brought into my home. And you know what? The learning and the fixing of that mistake is where I am right now and where you are right now, which is becoming aware of it. Then you can solve the problem, even if it's 5 years from now, even if it's 2 months from now or tomorrow or whatever, even if it's selling that thing on Facebook Marketplace. Like, you're aware of it, you're making changes towards it because you notice it. And I think the more that we sit with the perfectionism and the regret and the sadness that we made a mistake on something without actually really sitting and noticing why it's making us feel that way, I almost notice that the mistake goes away. You honor yourself for making that choice because it fit in that moment. And that's okay. That's totally fine. You don't have to be perfect. I'm also proud of myself when I say this. You're going to be great. You're doing great. Okay, the space whisper of the week. I wrote this down in my notebook yesterday. Okay, here we go. Design isn't about perfection. It's about intention. And I think that summarizes all 5 mistakes, because all 5 of them I made without intention, without checking in with my body, without checking in with my mind, without checking in with my design plan. That's how those mistakes happened. And to be honest, with client work, I'm always checking the design plan. I'm always checking with them. Does that feel aligned? And sometimes I find with client work, it's almost helpful to be outside of myself. It's helpful to think about the external of something else rather than internal. So it's easier for me to say, okay, client, I think they're going to like this green chair because they told me they love green. I'm making really simple thing versus me picking a chair and being like, well, I like the color green, but is it going to go with this other thing and all this list? Sometimes it's easier to get an external version of self. And maybe you can even try doing that. I'm thinking of this on the spot of ask your future self if it feels aligned, treat yourself as the client and kind of bring that external view out. It can really help make decisions faster and quicker because, again, it's not about perfection. It's about intention. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I am just so grateful. And please go get the freebie. Please join the masterclass. It's going to be amazing. I am so excited just to be here and be on the podcast and do this thing. And I so appreciate you listening. So if this resonated, please send me a DM. I would love to hear from you if this really did resonate, because I think we can make big moves together on designing with intention. I think it's just going to change everybody's viewpoint. So thanks so much. Love ya. Bye.